Good morning. So it's about 10 a.m. and we're walking from Ballinasloe. We never actually got into Ballinasloe because it is about 2 miles behind us and kind of the wrong direction for where we're heading today, which is Portumna. It's about 22 miles walking today, which I suspect will take us about 7 or 7.5 hours. The sun is shining and the first half is along these country lanes, not quite on them yet, and the second half is along the River Shannon. We're going to stop, I think, for a pint at Air Court at the Pack Horse, and we should be there just after midday, I think. And then from then on, there's not much until we hit Portumna itself. So we're actually going to be back on proper to the Island Way in a little while, and we'll be joining the Himini Way, or Hymini Way, which is part of that. We're not going to do the whole thing because it's quite a roundabout way of getting there, and there's lots of these country lanes which we could walk on instead, which are equivalent to what actually the Island Way goes on for the most part. This is the first golf course we've passed in the last week or so. So this is more like the walking that Tess and I are used to, on this little track with potholes and puddles. So here we are on the Hymini Way. Hopefully it's going the right direction for us. So we're currently climbing the only proper hill for today, and it's called a hill and it's named Red Mount Hill, but it sits only about 120 metres above sea level, and the rest of the land around here is about 40 metres, so about 80 metres of climb, and we're about halfway up it. Hopefully there'll be some good views at the top, and here are a few more abandoned or semi-constructed buildings. Yeah, it's very quiet around here on a Sunday. Here we are at the top of our hike. We're at 120 metres above sea level. You can see the hills of Tipperary over there, maybe Offaly as well. And then here you can see back down over Galway. Nice, beautiful long view. What a view we can see there. It's magnificent. Now that's a pretty cool barrel wind turbine. They just cut a barrel in half, put it next to each other, and it spins. So here we are in Air Court, and we're going to try and find a nice bar called Pakos, P-A-K-O-S. Although when everyone was telling me about it, I heard the word pack horse. I wasn't expecting a strange word like Pakos, but yeah, apparently it's going to be very dog friendly. A quick stop here and we better hit the road. We've got to decide whether we do the full walk on the trail or we kind of cut across a little bit. I'll have a look at the maps and the timings and make a final decision when we're in there. It's quite strange, all these towns seem to have shops, but they're not listed on Google. Anyway, this one's shut at 1:30, opening at 4. Well, that was a very nice bar, this town of Air Court. We've walked past a few bars here, and that seems like the only one that's still open. A few are very much in need of repair and everything. So we've had our little pint, and we're carrying on down back to the Hymini Way. There's two options, and both are about 5 kilometres from the road. But if I take the second one, it gets me further down the River Shannon. Oh yes, we just looked here. Here is a pub called, I think, Reds. You can still see that. It looks very much like it's not been open for a while. So, yes, we're going to head back onto the Hymini Way. So we're going into these woods, which are adjacent to the River Shannon. And there should be a little path that connects us to the Shannon in just under a mile. And then we're going to walk along the Shannon into Portumna. So here we are. We found our way on almost the bank of the Shannon. It's slightly over that mound and then beyond the trees, but this is the footpath. And there we have it. This is the Shannon, and the big kind of barrier from one side of Ireland to the other. Across the Shannon, and it's 240 miles of length. There are only 30 bridges, which I guess is roughly one bridge every 8 miles. And there is actually now a new pedestrian crossing on a weir about 2 or 3 miles before we joined it, but I chose not to hop on at that point to save us a few miles of walking, because we're going to get there pretty late, maybe about 7, because there's still 5 miles to go. Anyway, Tess is happy now, she's off the lead. So there you can just about see a boat going down the River Shannon, and the Shannon acts as a county boundary in quite a lot of cases. So in this case we're still in County Galway, and Portumna is kind of right on the edge of Galway, kind of as far east as you can go, and then it's County Tipperary, which we'll be heading to on Tuesday. So there was a sign earlier saying no dogs, but I don't think it's an official sign because it didn't have any official county stuff on it, and to avoid the sheep. But in England all we say is dogs must be on a lead around the sheep, so I don't think it's going to be an issue as long as she's not actually chasing them. This is actually more of a track than a footpath, and lots of people are fishing here today. Okay, so now we're off the track and on the proper footpath, which is kind of like walking on not quite a knife edge, but a very small top bit of this mound here. So I've got to kind of watch my feet, and I'm a little bit tired after having walked nearly 50 miles in 36 hours. So here we are. Beautiful, really. Give you a nice 360 view. Here we see some sheep. What's going to happen? Come on guys, just go down all around or something. Still walking along these banks. We've got another 2 or 3 kilometres of this to do. It's pretty tricky. Feeling tired, and yeah, my ankles are a little bit, I guess, sore because the ground is quite uneven, and I'm quite tired after carrying this 20 kilo bag over 50 miles, but it's alright, we'll get there. Yeah, there really isn't much around here. The nearest road is quite far away. So yeah, we just keep going, enjoying the sunshine while it lasts, and the nice breeze and the river. And we've not really met anyone else doing this walk. The sheep are on this kind of narrow strip of land, and so as we go one way, they go another, and they can't really escape from us. Anyway, it seems like somehow they're getting through that fence, I don't know how. So the sun's getting pretty low right now, but we've only got another 4 kilometres to do. 2 kilometres along the Shannon, of which 1 is kind of on this terrain, which is actually getting a little less boggy now and not so bad. Then there's a little track I think you can get vehicles on, probably for fishing like we saw earlier, and then it's a 2 kilometre stretch along the road. That being said, we've probably got another 40 minutes of walking or so. So we're on the final straight into Portumna, just about 500 metres down this trail, and then we'll hit Portumna Bridge. We're not going to cross the Shannon today, we'll do that on Tuesday, and then we've just got another mile or so walk into town and figure out where we're staying tonight. Sunset's due in about 40 minutes, and we're pretty much to the minute going to arrive on sunset. So yeah, a full day of walking again. We're both tired. I think tomorrow's day of rest will see us through another week.